Hello, everybody. Whoa, Jason, you look weird tonight. You look different.
Do I sound different too?
Yeah, you do. You look strange. And on a Wednesday night, too. Isn't that strange? It feels like really weird. You know, on a Wednesday, you're in Spectral Sailor on a Wednesday night. It's just crazy. Yeah. So, how's everybody? Welcome. All the freaks and the geeks and the whatever. Everybody. How's it going? Hey, Sherry. Um, Hey, Paranormal Nature Radio, or Carl. And so this is the Spectral Sailor's new night. This is our first time being on Wednesday night. We might have to work out some. Hi, Jenny. Hey, fabulous people. We might have to work out some scheduling things so that we can be on some platforms, but we'll see. So we're going to be doing conspiracies. So if anyone has
Yes.
any kind of conspiracy theory that they want to be discussed and researched, feel free to send it into the Spectral Sailor Facebook page Messenger. You can message me on the Spectral Sailor Facebook page in the Messenger, or under Rosie Page, my profile. You can message me under that profile. Message me, send me an article, send me a request, send me a question, send me a YouTube video, whatever, anything. Someone said, love, 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 Batman. Little Black Heart. Who is that? We were just talking about Batman. Is there Batman behind you? That's why.
That's just a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Batman. Hi, friend. This is a Facebook user friend. This is Facebook user.
Oh, and
Hi,
that's
hey, Facebook users. I don't know. I
that
just
was
said this.
Johnny, one of the regulars that watches.
Oh, yeah. Mariner? That one?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I know who that is. Hey, Johnny. Conspiracy topic. We may be here a while. Yeah. Well, I do have a topic tonight, but it may not last the whole hour. I'm going to try both of them. So, it may not last the whole hour. I'm not sure yet. There's mysterious hands coming out of the sky snatching my drinks. Let's talk about that. It's aliens. Hey, Adrian. And I'm not sure if it's a different Facebook user. I want to say it's not the same person, that it's two different people. But yeah, shoot a conspiracy theory topic in this messenger. But what I wanted to talk about tonight, I have been really like racking my brain about this and wanting to talk about this, is the mysterious deaths that recently occurred in the Bahamas at the Sandals Resort, of the three deaths and the one hospitalization that still has not been explained. I really want to dig into that, and I have a video that I sent myself and Adam so I could pull it up and I could show it to you guys. What do you guys think about that? What do you think caused that? And we don't want to say anything bad that's going to make the family that's still alive upset. So keep it in mind. Be very respectful. But what do you think, respectfully, could have caused those deaths? What is your opinion? Oh, have you not? Have you, she hasn't heard about this. I'm gonna keep that one. There's a snow cone. It's a coconut snow cone. That's coconut berry Red Bull. I haven't had no caffeine today except a little bit of tea. So, I'll pull up an article and read about it, and I'll also pull the video. But okay, it was on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day, we were sitting there, and I was eating with my sister and my family. And my mom and my sister brought up an article, a conversation about, thank you, Sherry, about three tourists that had mysteriously died, and one had been hospitalized. So I think it was two couples. They were separate. They did not come there together. And then days before that, there were other people getting sick. They didn't pass away, but they were getting sick. And in the video, it said, it's like a newscast video I sent to myself, that they had possibly been looking into and like forensically probably trying to see if they had been victims of carbon monoxide poisoning in the hotel, or if they'd been scuba diving and somehow got poisoning from the scuba tank, or from you can have all kinds of stuff that happens if you like ascend too quickly or you descend too quickly if you're scuba diving. No, I'm gonna write that down. I wish I could tell who this is. This is Facebook user. Do you see the name?
I do.
There, there's
That's a friend of mine.
Do you know who that one is?
Yes.
Who is it?
That Virgil Sue, that's my friend of mine. That's
Okay.
another regular that watches all the time. So I shared it out to my regulars that usually watch
Oh, thank you. A naval
stuff
ship
I'm
that
on.
just was docked due to suicide in an outrage. I'm going to come back to that. That might be our next show. Who knows? I'm all about some naval stuff, you know that. Or
Hmm.
pirates. Anything about pirates. Anything about maritime history, phenomena, ships. Okay, so that being said, there's another person. So both of those people aren't showing up then because there's like 4 different ones that say Facebook user. Sorry,
I wonder if they have to go to
aircraft carrier.
your the group or something and view it like that, or
I don't know. They can if you want to. You can go to the Spectral Sailor Facebook page if you want to watch it. You don't have to. You can watch it on his page if you want to. I don't like to butt heads with people. Sometimes people want to do what they want to do. So that's why I tell people if you want to, if you don't want to, because I just come across a lot of stubborn people. Not saying that about y'all, but I just ain't trying to hear that. Do what you want then. Okay, you do you, boo. So you do you. So I'm going to pull up an article that I sent myself in Facebook Messenger and let you guys see a small news clip so you'll know what I'm talking about. Because I know Adrian said that she hadn't heard about this. All right, give me just a second. I haven't used screen sharing a bit, so bear with me. Facebook, come on, let's go. By the way, that person, did I tell you that was last night that was being ridiculous is banned permanently from that page.
okay, good. I'm glad.
She's interested in the opinions on this. Yeah, because that was really ridiculous. And like, honestly, that person should just, they should just go jump off of a bridge. I'm sorry. If you're going to come on Facebook making fun of people, you ain't got nothing better to do. Go admit yourself or something. I don't know. Just go on. Nobody wants to hear all that stuff.
I mean, I just hate the fact that they were doing it from someplace else over a screen. You know, I do wonder if that person would have said anything if they were sitting right next to us and, you know, wasn't armed
Yeah,
reading
you
or
a keyboard
something.
warrior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, keyboard warrior. Oh my goodness, I can't bring this article up. I'm gonna have to find it another way. So Facebook is out. Let's get rid of that. So we're gonna do Google. Sorry, you guys, bear with me. Facebook's just not bringing it up. And I Google mysterious deaths. May 2022 in the Bahamas. American tourists who died mysteriously at the Bahamas resort are identified. All right, let's see. Mercury News. So we might be looking at a couple articles.
Okay.
I don't know which one was the one that I had earlier. I can't remember. And some of these make you pay a subscription to read it, and I'm like, come on now. All right, here we go. Screen share. All right. Tell me if you can see this.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave it up. I think it makes it bigger if I leave it up like this. I'm gonna have to change articles on me. Thank you. That's not the one I had. Okay, let's try this one. Tell me if you see this. Do you see it?
Yep.
All right. American tourists who died mysteriously at Bahamas resort are identified May the 9th. Bahamian, I didn't even know that was the word. Authorities said on Monday they had identified 3 American tourists who died under mysterious circumstances at a luxury resort on the island of Great Exuma on Friday and are still investigating the cause of death. Don't stick Coca-Cola bottles in your car. Is that what they're doing in that photo?
Looks like it.
Police Commissioner Paul Roll, in a news conference on Monday, identified the 3 couples as Robbie Phillips, 65, Michael Phillips, 68, of Tennessee, and Vincent Chiarella, 64, of Florida. So those are the ones that died, and then I'm pretty sure one was taken to the hospital. Yeah. Chiarella's wife was also airlifted and taken to the hospital in serious condition, he said. The 2 couples were staying in separate villas at the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort. So do not go right now to the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort, especially until they figure out why this occurred. That's just my opinion. Samples were taken from the rooms as well as from the deceased to determine cause of death, according to Rowley. That must be the reporter or the officer. Sandals confirmed the deaths in a statement sent to Reuters, saying they were actively working to support the investigation and the victims' families. The police commissioner said authorities were engaging in a laboratory in Philadelphia to run toxicological tests and that he expected pathology examinations to be performed on Monday. Police said the statement that the staff at the resort had found an unresponsive man in his room early on Friday morning. Once authorities arrived at the resort, they also found an unresponsive man and woman in a separate villa. Oh my gosh. I bet they were like, "What's going on?" And showed signs of convulsion. I heard that in the reports earlier also that I watched. Police said all 3 were declared dead by a local doctor. Couple now identified as Robbie and Michael Phillips had complained of illnesses on Thursday evening and visited a local medical facility, police said. Health Minister Michael Darville told local media on Saturday investigators believe it was an isolated situation and that the resort was safe. Of course they're going to say that. The United States State Department told USA Today it was closely monitoring local authorities' investigation into the cause of death. Well, they probably have to say that, you know what I mean? They probably got paid to say that. So, like, I'll bring up something else again in a minute, but what do you think? What do you think about that?
I mean, with them being people that were older, maybe their immune system weren't right against something that was maybe over there. I don't know. Maybe it was. I mean, they did say they were in the 60s, right? And maybe they just happened to catch something that they couldn't defend themselves against, and sadly they passed away. But I mean, um, I think you were talking about this earlier. How like the woman was like I guess paralyzed or she couldn't move. She can just like
I'm going to
scream.
pull up a different article, but this is what my mom and my sister told me when they said something about it.
Hmm.
That, okay, there were 2 couples basically. Oh my gosh. I don't know who said this. It's funny. Um, I doubt that would be the female's case. I'm just saying. Um, Plus, wouldn't that have happened in America also, and not just when they went to there, the Emerald, what is it called? The Sandals Emerald Bay Resort. Yeah, they would have
Hmm.
happened somewhere else probably too, unless it's bad juju, bad product. Anyways, the original story that my mom and my sister told me is that the woman woke up and screamed because she was paralyzed and she could not move, and that she had to scream until someone heard her and they came and found her, the surviving woman that was airlifted or flighted somewhere else for medical treatment. She woke up and was paralyzed and could not move. Screamed until someone came and they found her and got her medical treatment. Can you imagine laying there next to your dead husband, paralyzed, screaming, hoping God somebody hears you? And you're like, well, everybody's out with their families at the beach right now, so I'm just going to sit here and scream at the ceiling, and I can't move. That would be terrible.
Yes, I would. I do wonder how long she was screaming for somebody to hear her.
I don't know. The poor lady. Hey, man.
Hello.
I've heard there were other cases. I have heard there were other mysterious cases of death in the Bahamas not very long ago, either a year or two ago. And I think there's been several different cases in the Bahamas. So it makes me wonder if there is. My first like thought was jellyfish, sea urchin, um, blowfish. Like sea urchins exert poison out of their um, spikes, and they can make you
Hmm.
deathly sick. If you're older, I mean, I guess they could probably kill you if you're not in good health, anyways. And then you could mix that with some other, biological things that might have happened. Like if they did go scuba diving and they did have, some kind of poisoning from the tank or the diving incident, or. But it said also in a follow up that they didn't think that they had been scuba diving, so that was ruled out. Um, so, and then I was thinking, like some kind of nasty something that's in the water, like something that's bad, a pollutant, or like it's a toxic thing that's in the water. Maybe they have bad water there right now. Like when are the dog days of summer? You know what I mean? Like there's certain periods when you're not supposed to see it in the water, and it's the beginning of
Hmm.
summer. I feel like we're at the beginning of summer, but we might be actually in spring. But there's like dog days of summer when you're not supposed to get in the water. It's supposed to be contaminated or something like that because it's been sitting kind of stagnant for a while. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. Anyhow, I don't know. I had all these theories. I was just like, man, this could have been jellyfish. It could have been sea urchins. It could have been blowfish. It could have been this and that and this and that. It could have been like someone was just trying to use them as like an experiment, kind of like how coronavirus started, and they just injected these people because they were tourists and no, and they weren't local natives. And why does it happen to
Hmm.
tourists only? Does it happen to tourists only?
Because like you also got to think about how like I was thinking about like maybe it was somebody, maybe like the host, like someone from the hotel staff or somebody who just randomly saw these people and be like, I'm gonna try this on these people and inject them with something, and it took them out. Except for that lady, maybe she didn't get as much as them, or
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I mean, yeah, for her to be like she said paralyzed, but she can still speak and scream and like call for help. You know, that's pretty weird.
It's pretty weird that something would have attacked her nervous system. I feel like, or like for paralysis to happen.
Hmm.
Like were they paralyzed and then they slowly died in their sleep, and she just happened to wake up before she died, just in time to scream for help.
Could be,
Mm-hmm.
or or yeah, maybe whatever happened to her later on after the three other people, and it just like you said, she called for help on time to where they treated her medically on time before it killed her, whatever it was.
I'm gonna see if I can find that other article that I had pulled up. All right. All 4 U.S. tourists in Bahamas reported. Blah, blah, blah. One of these. Okay, I'm going to do one of these. Tell me, can you see this? Do you see the screen?
Nothing's coming up. Oh, there we go.
Okay, now we have no volume. Not now. Not now. A different one.
I used to be a manager at a car wash, but
Oh, wow.
it just wasn't very fulfilling to me. Saw the commercial, and I realized.
Who detailed on that tragedy in Paradise. The 3 Americans who died after mysteriously falling ill at a popular resort in the Bahamas have now been identified. Will Reed is there with more. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Michael. Yesterday, the police commissioner in the Bahamas naming Vincent Chirella and Michael and Robbie Phillips as the 3 dead Americans as investigators here and in the U.S. urgently search for a cause.
This morning, authorities racing to figure out what killed 3 Americans vacationing in Paradise.
We really want to know what caused this.
The victims, who were found dead at this luxurious sandals resort in the Bahamas, now identified. Michael and Robbie Phillips of Tennessee passing away in their beachside villa. The couple ran a travel agency. Robbie specializing in sandals resorts. Her nickname, the Sand Lady.
Oh, wow.
Their family writing, "Our hearts are grieving and broken, but full of hope." Vincent Chirella died in an adjacent villa. He was celebrating his 40th wedding anniversary with his wife Donis, who also fell ill but survived and was airlifted to a hospital near Miami. The Chirella's son Austin telling ABC News his mother had swollen legs and arms and that she couldn't move.
Just a lovely, lovely couple that was just full of life and just, enjoying their time in paradise.
Authorities say all 4 reported feeling sick the night before. 2 even went to a healthcare facility complaining of nausea and vomiting. The Minister of Health now telling ABC News doctors recommended 2 of them be airlifted off the island, but they refused. The next morning, Michael and Robbie Phillips found dead. Police say they both showed signs of convulsion. Forensic scientists now poring over evidence. Biological samples flown to a lab in Philadelphia.
Our forensic scientists have also collected samples from both of the rooms to determine whether or not any contaminants.
Officials saying foul play is not suspected.
The only thing that makes sense in my mind, because this was 2 separate couples that didn't really have anything to do with each other, staying in the same building, the only common denominator is the air that they were breathing.
Sandals Emerald Bay is a luxury
gosh.
hotel, a junior villa suite running nearly $4,500 a night. While some guests are concerned, others, like Sharon Tassetti, who says she's visited Sandals properties nearly 50 times, plan to vacation as usual.
For myself and my husband, we are not going to dwell on it while we're here. We're trying to make the best of it.
Now that the victims have been identified and autopsies commenced, officials await the results of the toxicology report from that Philadelphia lab. And then after that, autopsy results, according to the police commissioner, could take weeks to determine a cause of death. Guys,
We are thinking.
So, yeah. Which makes you think, what did they eat? What did they have for dinner? Like, what the air that they breathed, did one of them bring some new, like, there's some kind of new, coronavirus? What's going on there? It's kind of crazy. I'm going to look up past Bahama resort cases. She said look at past Bahama resort cases. I'm pretty sure I've heard of, like, cruise ship incidences.
Mm-hmm.
Cruise ship cases of similar nature. Also, it'd be kind of interesting to look at those and see if they ever actually follow back up with a big, like, hey, this is what caused it, or this is what happened.
Right.
Yeah. I even watched one video, and there were these people that were on a cruise ship, and they recorded this on accident, and they were recording themselves, and they recorded an elevator in the background that was blood gushing out of it. It looked like a Stephen King movie. And one of the maintenance guys had gotten up there and gotten squished in the elevator, and the blood was just gushing down the elevator door.
What?
Yeah, isn't that not? It's like, that's crazy. Yeah,
That's
they
creepy to do.
traumatized all of them. They said.
Yeah, that does sound like something out of a horror movie or something, like saying like you're next
Oh
or
my
something,
God. Oh, it reminded
Goodness.
me of like The Shining, but like the Shining cruise ship version, like of The Shining or something like terrible, terrible and
Hmm.
sad. I would just like really want to get off of that and want to go back home. Yeah,
Exactly.
I would want to go back home for sure. Let me see if I can find any past of the same thing, like a Bahama resort incidences. Sorry, my dog tries to eat underwear or whatever. It looks like that's what he's doing.
I just wonder, like, I don't know, like if we're gonna be hearing if something just like that happens more and more there at that location, if they're gonna actually like talk about it or tell about it, or they're just gonna keep it under wraps.
Cool. This is Bahama police probe food. New York Post. Probe food in the deaths of 3 Americans at Sandals Resort. This is a different article. I'm going to just skim over it. They were all treated at different times. They ate at different places. So we're checking all of that, which we will hopefully be able to determine whether or not it was the same. It was some food or something else that caused it. I mean, they weren't like really young people, but at the same time, it's just kind of too coincidental. So that would be just like need to know if it would have been something about the food. Don't eat the duck. I don't know. Don't eat the duck dishes in Bahama. Don't eat the duck. Don't eat the rabbit. I'm trying to find anything that goes back further than like just the last few days. But I know, like, when I originally heard about this, that it had been mentioned as Nassau, Bahamas. Bahamas Sandals death cause. Carbon monoxide. Bahamas death Fox News. Bahamas death cause. Carbon monoxide. So I don't know. I'm not seeing any articles for something else that would have, like happened in the same location before. They just pull up so many articles of this recently. Autopsies being conducted on the guests found dead at Sandals Emerald Bay Resort in Great Exuma Island, Bahamas. Such a nice place to want to go to. I'll be going to Bali this year instead, or Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
I'm just kidding. I can't go there. It's too much. It costs too much. I was just saying, let's turn around and go away from the Bahamas this year. Let's go to Bora Bora instead, or Bali. Somewhere
Complete
else.
opposite. Yeah, opposite direction.
No, I mean, if I wanted to, I'll probably just like go do skydiving or something like that. Or jump out of a plane, jump out of a plane, bungee jump, something like that if I want to die. But I have a weird sense of humor, so, stop me at any time. I'll have to dig further and like maybe retouch on the subject next time for anything other that has happened at the same island or the same resort or anything like that. But I do know there were other cases. The Shining movie, yeah, wasn't it in the Bahamas where that other stuff happened as well, with the tourists getting killed. I know that there was other mysterious deaths in the Bahamas. I'm not sure where, and I was trying to look that up. But were they killed? Because that would help if I Google searched killed or murdered instead of just mysterious deaths, because that wouldn't be that mysterious. They'd know that they were killed. This one, they don't know why they're dead. They just are, which is kind of crazy.
Especially that being paralyzed thing. That's scary.
Someone's laughing too hard. Don't die. Don't go to the Bahamas. Yeah, that was what the elevator thingy reminded me of on the cruise ship. And they interviewed the couple and they were talking about it happening. I remember when COVID was going around on cruise ships and they had to quarantine some cruise ships because the people on it were getting COVID and they couldn't port and nobody could come on or go off because how do you do that? You'd have to port. You'd have to go up and you'd have to port somewhere because eventually you'd have to stop. You know what I mean? You can't just stay in motion and the engine room would probably overheat if it's constantly in motion. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. How bad does it bother me? Oh, it makes me sad. Those people look like they're really nice people. They look like sweethearts. The thing that probably bothers me the most is probably that their family doesn't know why they're dead. And their family's probably wanting answers and they're probably upset about it. So I'm going to see if there's mysterious deaths in the Bahamas. I feel like we're on Scooby-Doo. The Horror Island? Spooky Island. We're talking about Spooky Island on Scooby-Doo. Really?
You're talking about the movie?
Yeah, Spooky Island. And they have another one. It's another island where there's like frog people there. I watched recently, and the frog people make Velma starts breaking out in warts. It's a newer one of the Scooby movies with the new cast. It's not got Matthew Lillard in it, so it's not as good, of course. But
I really liked him in Hackers.
oh my gosh, me too. Serial killer.
Yep.
Well, I'm just coming up. Paradise Lost. These tourists had tragic Caribbean, Mexico vacations. What? This is the same people. No, tell me. I'm not going to speculate until I read it. I was going to say, don't tell me. There was other people too. Tragic Caribbean, Mexico vacations. No, it was the same people. Is it the same information? Including mysterious poisonings, unsolved disappearance, and one couple's tragic honeymoon murder. Oh, so this is talking about more than one case. All right, let's bring this one on. I mean, all we can speculate now is a conspiracy at the moment, or a theory. I need to give you snacks before I have to take them on any ghosts. How funny. So, let me get on here. Here's the article. I'm going to play the whole entire thing. You probably can't even hear it anyways. I don't even know. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, it says that on here it says allegation of poisoning, food poisoning, or something like that. How do we get to the top here? They're still there. Okay, yeah. TV snacks before I have to take on any ghosts. Yeah, me too. Scooby snacks, Dooby snacks, whatever. So, if you guys have any other things that you want to discuss that might be a conspiracy theory, I'm turning this lamp off. It's hot. Conspiracy theory, then feel free to do so. Also, inbox them to the Spectral Sailor at Facebook, the Spectral Sailor page. Send them through there on Messenger, or send them to me myself on Messenger on Facebook as well. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I don't know what happened to him. I guess we'll find out when we do. I'll go ahead and I'll share it with you guys or whatever. Update everybody. Screen sharing. How do I take that off of there? Stop screen sharing. Yeah, well, that said something like past people being poisoned there. So I'm gonna read up on that too. I want to read up on that also and find out what part, because this one said Great Exuma at the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort, and I don't know where that one happened. Not sure. Hey. How's it going? We're talking about poisoning or whatever happened at Sandals at the Emerald Bay Resort in Great Exuma with the 3 people that were found dead and the one that was taken to be hospitalized. I'd be upset too. Yeah, I'd be upset if that was my family, and I'd want to know what happened. Did the blowfish get them? Did the sea urchins? Did they eat some poisonous bat soup? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that it might not be bat soup there. I don't even know if they have that, but I remember bats caused COVID supposedly. So, I know one lived in Florida. Where did it say the other 2 lived at, Adam?
I completely forgot
You flunked the test.
because I was just still like fixated on that. The husband's name was the same name as that Olympic swimmer, that Michael Phelps, right?
Oh, yeah?
I think it was the same name, and because I think from you were reading it earlier, and it said 60 something, and I'm like, that Olympic swimmer guy, he's a young guy, so I mean, just from seeing his pictures and stuff on the news, he's a young guy. But then they showed a picture of the husband that passed away.
I'm reading again real quick. I don't remember if I said they're from Alabama or not. I didn't remember reading that, but I know one of them was from Florida.
But they don't say how.
Huh?
I was gonna say, but they don't say like how long they've been there, or if they came straight from another port or from the U.S.
Well, it said that they were still there the night before, and they had went and seen a medical care facilitator there that recommended that they get life flighted somewhere else, and they refused, and then they died that night in their sleep, I guess, within the next 24 hours. It says Michael Phillips was 68, Robbie Phillips was 65, that's the wife, Michael's the husband, of Tennessee. And then Vincent Paul Chiarella was 64, and his wife, Donis Chiarella, 65, survived and is being treated at the hospital in Florida. The commissioner declined to identify the victims' hometowns. So those ones were not from Alabama, but there's another one that Adrian had mentioned up above, and I was going to look it up and see about some people that were actually poisoned in the Bahamas and see if it was the same place or not. See if it was. I just don't want to have like a screen up the whole time because I feel like it's easier and better interacting with everybody. Like they don't want to watch the screen the whole time. Some people don't. Some people do. I mean, if you're a nerd like me, then I'll watch stuff if it's interesting. I don't care as long as it's actually like, something I'm interested in.
Yep.
She's going to find that Alcom story. Yeah, tell us if there was a couple that was in the other case that Adrian was talking about that was the ones that were poisoned. And Jason wasn't able to come on tonight because he had some stuff going on. He'll be here next Wednesday night. And we do have some guests coming up. I have one guest that's from Alabama Paranormal Team next month coming up to interview from Southern Souls Paranormal. And then we actually have two of the other guys that were from Hocus Pocus that said they'd get back to us in the fall, probably, because they've been doing some projects promoting the new Hocus Pocus movie that they're in.
Nice.
Yeah. The Billy Butcherson, the zombie guy, he was in the new movie, in the new filming, and we met him like at a thing last month, and he told us that there is a Hocus Pocus 2. It is real, and he was in it, and he's like, it better be real because I was just in it. So, yeah. His name is
Film
Doug
something, huh?
Yeah. But he said after he gets done promoting, I guess he's doing kind of like a celebrity type tour thing where you meet people and stuff. They were in the Bahamas. Yes, ma'am, they were in the Bahamas. They were in the Bahamas in a beautiful place. Like it showed, it was beautiful. I would love to go there. But I don't really want to die there. I mean, I would be in heaven when I died, but I wouldn't want my family to die there either. And I really wouldn't want to die if I didn't know what I was dying from either. Is it poisoning? Is it carbon monoxide? Is it, huh?
I was gonna say, but like that reminds me. I forgot when and where I heard this story from, but it reminds me of like, and then I saw it in the news, I think, where some lady was killed by a hit and run driver while she was off to the side of the road changing her tire, and she was like in another state, I think like 2 states over, and that I guess somebody got too close and struck her and hit her, and they kept on driving, and like, she died from being hit. And like I said, they just kept on going, didn't stop and check to see if she was okay. And that just made me think about that. It's like a family member being killed, dying, passing away someplace else,
Or on the side of the road all alone. And they don't even get to have their body transported and properly buried or something, like buzzards are going to come and nastily pick their carcass apart. Or coyotes.
I didn't think about that, but that's just pretty sad. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Hit and run accident, maybe, possibly. Who knows? So, if anybody has anything that they want to send, we do have some guests coming up. We didn't have one tonight. And I wasn't really sure transitioning was, like going to be completely like smooth from Mondays to Wednesdays, having to work with people's work schedules and stuff like that. I really am going to miss being on Mondays for over a year. Every Monday night. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I know it's going to be weird not seeing the show on Mondays.
Mm-hmm. And there's another show that is going to be going on that Greg has going on this night too. So we're going to have to figure out how to work that out. Either that or I might be doing 2 shows on Thursdays. I don't know. Because I have Ironic Confessions on Thursdays, so I might be having 2 shows on Thursdays. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's gonna be an adjustment, kind of watching on Wednesdays, because, like I said, I think I missed like 4 episodes of your show throughout that whole year. It was on
Yeah.
Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I watched from 8 to 9:30.
8 to 9. Yeah, and it's probably actually going to be, if it stays on this night, it'll be an hour long probably, and that's it. Just an hour long show. If it moves on Thursdays, that Thursdays is pretty like staggered, like with shows. I don't know exactly how it'll go, but I am actually thinking about. I'm working on a concept of a daytime show too. Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I'm gonna write this stuff down, all these ideas that I have down. I sure am. I was waiting for Terry to come back and tell us about the other thing, but I don't know if she's going to or not. If she doesn't, that's fine. We have like 9 minutes. Oh, there's an article. There's the article. Birmingham man among 3 Americans dead at the Bahamas resort to the State of the Year 2022. So did that happen recently too? Because it says May 2022. See, that doesn't make sense unless the person was from Alabama and then they didn't live there when they went there. Because it said that one couple was from Tennessee and the other couple lived in Florida, but they could have been originally from Alabama. I wonder which one that is. I don't know. I can pull up that, but I can't click on from there. Let's see. Yeah, there. Let's see. Birmingham man among 3 Americans dead in Bahama resort. The Vincent Chiarella was found and his wife injured at the Sandals Resort, according to their son. See, it said they live in Florida. Or maybe she just went to the hospital in Florida. But the other newscasters, they said that they were from there, I think. Where were they at? Were they from your same town, Terry? Did you put something in the gator and send it with them? Maybe. Or maybe they got their facts mixed up. Who knows? I don't know.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gave him the wrong information or something.
Yeah. I don't know. In the last few days, I've been kind of like, wasn't her. Sure, I heard that before. Really tired yesterday and today, and really like feeling some weird energy. But yeah, I'm thinking about a concept of a show that I want to do during the daytime on one day. I don't know yet which day. It has to obviously have an open slot where I can do it for sure. But yeah, maybe they used to live there. So next week, Jason will be here, or else I'll go to his house, wake him up, and tie him to a chair, and stick the laptop in front of him and be like, that would be a pretty funny episode, wouldn't it?
Record the whole thing.
Yeah, he looks like he's kidnapped, and I'm like, what's going on, Jason? Oh my gosh, who kidnapped you? Where are you at? Let me come save you. Call the police.
You hear him trying to type Morse code
Oh
or
my gosh,
something.
with his foot on a chair, like on the wood. Yeah, that's funny.
Help me.
Hey, that gives me an idea. That I have the naval ship for another episode. See Adam with you tonight. I know he used to be my backup host. I don't know if anybody knew that, but that's how I met him because he was the first person to watch every show that me and Jason had. And Jason couldn't show up one night, and I just asked Adam if he wanted to come on, and he said yeah. So he was our backup host. Anytime Jason had to be absent, I'd still, keep the show going, and Adam would jump on with me instead of Jason that night. So that's how we grew to know each other. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
When you can take
And
someone that watches your shows and put them on the show.
here I am again.
Hey, there's no better fandom than being able to be in what you like watching. For reals. I can say that because I'm a nerd, and I've been to a concert where the people tried to pull me on the stage and make me sing, and I was like, no, but I'm flattered. I'm flattered. I would love to go on the stage, but I'm flattered. I don't sing as good as you, and I don't get paid to sing, and you do. Yeah, it was funny. And they couldn't even remember the words of their own song because I think they were drunk. But I was like telling them the words. I was like, I'll tell you the words, but I will not go up there and sing them in front of everybody. No way. Nobody knows me.
Hold up a poster.
Yeah. I was like, nobody knows me. Nobody knows me. See, everybody knows y'all. If I came to see you guys, they'd probably boo me off the stage and throw cans and tomatoes at me. I was trying to hear that.
No.
But yeah, there was like another subject. What did I have another subject idea we were just talking about? And I was fixing to write it down. Help me remember, Adam.
Uh-oh.
You have a younger brain than me, don't you?
By like 2 years, I think. That reminds me. Huh?
How old are you?
I was about to say Saturday is my birthday, and I'll be 38.
Oh, happy birthday! Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I was going to give a shout out to somebody today, and I forgot who it was because I fell asleep before the show. And I took a nap, and I guess my brain, it took me a minute to jolt it back to life. Anyhow, lots more content, lots more guests, lots more crazy stuff and funny stuff on the show. New night. Hopefully, it'll work out for me and Jason. It didn't work out for him tonight, so we'll see. Yeah, it didn't work out for him tonight, but on Wednesdays and Thursdays are going to be my best nights for shows now because of scheduling conflicts with jobs and stuff for Andrew and for Jason. So we will see how that goes. Anyways, if anybody has anything that they want to talk about, JFK assassinations, or like they want to talk about like what hamburgers are made out of in Hawaii, if they want to talk about anything, yeah. Thank you. If they want to talk about the naval ship that your friend told us about, I wrote that down, and there was another thing that we were talking about, and I wanted to write it down, and I did not, but I'm sure. Sending those confessions, yeah, also. For Ironic Confessions, that's going to be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And sending your confessions, there's a form on the Ironic Confessions Facebook page. No food, Rosie. No food. I know. I don't know. I just feel like it was very highly likely that it was something in the water or something in the food there that they had. And you're in a somewhat exotic place, you know what I mean? Like, what if they all had some kind of specific, very rare shellfish dish that was highly likely to cause allergic reactions in their airways? Like, I don't know. I'm just talking here. Their airways kind of closed up. I mean, people have shellfish allergies. A lot of people do. Making me hungry. And I'm very much short. So it is 9 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and end. I'm not really sure if we're going to do an hour and a half. We may just do an hour now. It might work better for Jason when he comes back. And Adam's got to go anyways because he's got something to do. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming on for our first episode on Wednesday night. It's really weird. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I'll get used to it, I guess. But everyone have a good night. Thank you, Adam, for joining me. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
You're welcome. And
Oh,
thank you, everybody, for watching.
That sounds like a good idea. She could come on here, too. If Adam didn't say yes, I was thinking about asking. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.